Welcome to the second night of Drinkin' Dungeon. We are running through a new adventure tonight, one that I've played a couple times on the road, but I haven't played online yet, called More Than a Gamble. We've got some of our normal crew. We have someone new with us, so let's run down through everyone. If everyone can introduce themselves and tell me what you do. We'll start left to right. Start with Dane.
I'm Dane, and I'm looking for a character sheet, so you can. That's it. I'm Dane. Hi.
My name's Chris. We want to go over. I'm playing an Elfling fighter, Jax. I live in Chicago as a kayak instructor.
Nope. Hi, I'm Laura Balachic. I don't know. I'm an actor. I work with Mike and his family. I'm married to Mike, and I'm excited to play this game.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Cold Rock. I'm playing a Wilder. In the real world, I live in Knoxville, and I am just finishing up my nurse practitioner degree.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, so a nice, just like our adventurers, we're a ragtag team of people with different expertises. So Dane, I just checked. Almost everything is in the Alaric character in Fantasy Grounds. And Matt, when you get in, if you need any help, we can get you logged into the campaign. But what I want to give you guys a little bit of background how you all came to be here, and sort of maybe the mindset for your characters in this, and that you guys were pulled together by a man named Gregor Aluska, who is a noble in Kowal. And he was pulling you together for a different job that you have no idea what it was, because during basically the interview for it, some assassins came and tried to kill Gregor. And since you were there, they tried to kill you all as well. And you guys defeated the assassins, and Gregor, being rather excited about your guys saving him, did some research and found out that it was a gambling den had sent some people to take him out. Gregor is one for enjoying spending some coin, drinking some, and it seems that he had upset the owners of this gambling establishment. Sadly, he doesn't even really remember the night he was there, so he doesn't know what he did. But what he has done is he's decided that he just doesn't want him to be around anymore. So he has offered you all the job to basically find out who is running this establishment, why they tried to kill him, and his preference on the outcome would be to eliminate whoever tried to kill him. The one thing, while you guys each individually might have different feelings about how to do this job, the one thing that has united you and brought you to the current place is he has offered you 1,400 gold pieces, which is, a small fortune. That'd be enough to get like a small castle on the borderlands. It'd be a decent sized manor in the city. Even split amongst all of you, you guys would be pretty well off. So he offered this money and asked for you all to come back and meet basically his in other games it'd be like a fixer, but he has this woman that lives outside of Dwarf Town, and she gets things done for him. So she would be, I guess, basically your handler for this mission. So you guys would be walking into her shop, which is a small shop right outside of Dwarf Town. Besides that first night, this is only the second time that maybe some of you have seen each other. So I would also like you all to introduce yourself, your not as you, but as your character to each other, and maybe describe what you look like, and everyone can get a feeling for what everyone's doing here. But to set the scene, though, you guys are in a small, cramped shop. It's probably like 15 foot by 15 foot, with a shorter dwarven woman that runs it. There's stuff everywhere. This looks like a hoarder's shop, and she seems a little grumpy as each of you come in, and you guys are basically in her shop, looking at each other and ready to find out maybe more about this mission. So if you can, we'll start again with Dane, and just give us a description of your character and your name and so on.
Okay. I'm Alaric. I'm a druid. Nice to meet everybody. I have an enormous history that I was trying to read through, and I cannot get through it. I don't remember. So we'll just say I'm a druid and leave it at that. I did find my character sheet, by the way. I was actually very organized, and I have it in a note here. But again, it's just too much to go through. But nice to meet everybody.
My name is Jax. I'm a fighter. She's an elfling, so she's really short, but she's very muscular. You can tell that she's been through a lot. She has some scars on her face, a couple broken noses, some chipped and missing teeth. She just looks mean all the time. She just kind of does like whenever you're like, "Hey, nice to meet you," she just goes. Mm.
My name's Marna. Jax, I think you and I are going to get along. I'm an Archeon. I'm an older woman, probably in her 60s, late 60s, I'd say. I was really hoping to retire soon, but as it so happens, I needed a little bit extra cash, so I'm doing this mission. Excuse my crotchety attitude. I'll try to be nice to you guys since I just met you.
My name's Colder. You may have met my friend outside. He's a very, very large silverback gorilla. I'm from the Frostpine Forest up in the north. We met there a couple of years ago. He's been joining me as I try to set right what I've done in the past. And if you've seen him in the past, when he takes his mask off, it's obvious to anybody that's ever seen anybody that casts magic that he's ravaged once too many times. So he's got the sunken eyes, the pale skin. So he keeps the mask on in public and the gloves on. He's an ancient Fey elfling. Tends to keep to himself, but once he gets to know you, he's fairly talkative. And he and the silverback communicate by signing.
All right. So here is an image of Ulgrid and her shop. So as you guys are sort of standing around, introducing yourselves, she's looking back and forth, and she goes, And he picked all of you to do this. Well, that's interesting. I guess you're as good as anyone. So I assume you know what Gregor wishes done, which is, I guess we're going to be wiping out a gambling house or something like that. The thing is I myself don't even know much about it. So, a scouting trip may be in order for you all, because I'm not digging any more on this. I do know one thing that might be interesting to you all is I know that the people guarding this establishment, it's not an open gambling hall. This is an invite-only gambling hall, and it's guarded by the Sons of Silence, which are a mercenary crew out of the northern lands of Kual. So with that, do you all have any questions for me on what you want done or what needs to be done?
Would she know anything affiliated with the gambling halls, debt collection or whatever, or who to talk to? Like, obviously, we're trying to figure out who sent who to kill Gregor, and we don't. Do we know who we're looking for, other than just the broken chip proprietor?
Well, obviously, he did something upset them, whether he owes them money or he took too much money, because they hired the assassin. Some of the more well-known assassins that I know of, you all ended up taking out. So the thing is if he doesn't remember what he did there, I sure as hell don't know what he did in there. And I wouldn't even think that they would have the money to hire someone like this. I mean, this is a hole in the wall gambling establishment. What has happened in the past few years that they have enough money to send out assassins like that? It's a puzzle to me. In fact, I would be interested to find out what's going on in there myself.
Laura, you're muted.
Okay, so he wants all of the assassins dead. Is that right? Is that what you said earlier?
No, he wants you to find out who sent the assassins and take them
out. Okay. So where are the assassins right now? Are they?
So like out of character. You guys were meeting with Gregor to do another mission, and while you're in the meeting, assassins came in and tried to kill him. You guys beat back the assassins, and he basically says, well, before we do that other thing, I want you all to go take care of these guys. As soon as he he needed to find out who sent them, and it was all that he could find out is that it was the owners of the Broken Chip, which is a gambling hall.
Okay. So maybe we should go to the gambling hall as if we're going to go gamble, go undercover. Maybe get people talking.
All right. I like that.
I mean, I like to gamble. I've lost a little bit of money in my time.
I'll certainly support you. Most people don't tend to like to talk to me, but I've got your back.
So how far away is this gambling hall from?
It's not that far. It's actually just a couple streets over.
It's in town.
What's that?
It's in town.
Oh yeah, it's in town. It's even in this part of town, which is maybe why he picked Olgrid's shop, because it's like just a couple streets over. It's a big city, but she's on the edge of Dwarf Town, and this is on the edge of Dwarf Town as well.
So do we think the assassins might actually be there and recognize us? Of course, I forgot about that.
No, the assassins are dead.
They're all dead. We killed them all. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you've had a run-in with these guys?
I told you to capture one, and you killed it. Her.
Me?
Sorry.
Well, that's good though. Nobody will recognize us.
Why You've had a run-in with these guys before. Why were you? What was your involvement prior to now? You said you've killed some of these assassins. Is that right?
Are you talking to all of us?
Sure.
I think, yeah. I mean, when they came and attacked, we killed them, right? The ones that were after Alaric, is that his name? Oh my gosh.
So, Jax, give me a knowledge check, because I know Alaric and Marna would not have been known much about Gregor, but he has been interested in you in a while, and you've probably fought some arena matches and made him and yourself some money.
Uh, 22.
So your character would know that while there's never been assassins sent after Gregor before in this capacity, you do know that he has upset quite a few people over time, and that he's had other run-ins with the law and with other people, but never assassins in this way. So you guys having experienced this is like, that's something new. You being someone that's been around Gregor before. Now, since you guys had met up with him to take this other job, you would know that he is on the Council of Lords for the city. So it's not just that he's a rich guy. He does have some influence in the city, but there aren't really nobles in the town. So it's not like he's nobility. He's just a man with money, but he does sit on the council. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I said Alaric, I meant Gregor. Sorry, I'm just like looking at your name, Danny. Did you guys want to go to the gambling hall?
Yeah, sounds like a great place to start.
Yes.
Yep. I have a quick out of character question. How I'm supposed to have a animal companion, and that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about beforehand, because I just said it would be some random bird, but I didn't like something big maybe. But we never figured that out. I don't know how that works.
Well, we'll just. Yeah, I put down that you had an animal companion. I didn't work one in. We'll just say that you have whatever bird you want, and just tell me how you use it or how you want to use it.
Well, I mean, it'd be cool if it was a hawk and I was like Dar, but I don't know if it works like that, or if it just takes a turn.
I actually don't know what Dar can do.
He could send the eagle over and see through its eyes and things like that.
Beastmaster, the movie.
Yeah, Beastmaster.
Yes. So, your character is only level 4. Level 5 is when you get share vision.
Okay.
But you currently have a link, so you can suggest an action, and there's a understanding, and then you can basically, like, it can send you back like a feeling of what's going on, but it can't report back. Like, you can't see through its eyes until
I got
level
you.
5.
But then I just turn by turn I can get it to attack and things like that.
Yes.
I don't know what it would. Okay. We'll figure that. We'll wing it when we get into any conflicts. But for now, you said there can be sort of an impulse. Can I have it just circle the area while we're in there and just keep a lookout?
Sure, definitely.
Okay.
Colder, how how does your silverback is it going to be with you at all times, or
So I took the 2 talent advanced animal companion. Just I thought it'd be interesting because I'm not playing a druid type. I'm playing more of a sorcerer type. And he'll just be whenever it's appropriate. I mean, he's he's a large gorilla, so he's not in here right now. He won't go into taverns, but he'll hang out. It's maybe going to be like a comic relief issue, but pretty good in combat if we're outdoors. He's a smart guy. Like, he's not quite as smart as I am, but as an advanced companion, he's smart enough to hold a conversation. So it's just going to be situational as to whether or not he'll be there.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
we're going undercover right now, so bring him on in. Maybe put some glasses on him.
Just give him a tuxedo, and he can go in as a bouncer or something. I had not intended on taking him to inside the casino.
Okay. That's what I was wondering, if it was like, nope, we're inseparable.
No, not at all.
That turns like the Ocean's 11. That's like definitely like, okay, we got to get in, blend in. Also, we have a hawk and a gorilla with us.
Right.
It's like total. It's like a start of a bad D&D joke.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you guys, let's say you just make a pass. I'm going to share a map with you all. And I'm going to drag it over to the big screen here. So a lot of the buildings in Kowal look the same. They have like old tiled roof. They don't call it the Gray City for nothing. Everything's a little gray and gloomy. The center building in this row is the Broken Chip, and it's nestled between 2 other buildings. The one on the right is a bunch of small living apartments. The one on the left is a bunch of shops. It's near enough to the edge of town. Let me see, just to give you a feeling of where you are in the city. So it's just going to be on the screen. So 7 here. This is Dwarf Town, and one of these. Oh, it's this one. This building right here is the Broken Chip, and so you're coming from her shop, which I think is over here. So it's, like I said, just 2 streets over. When you look at the when you walk past, nothing goes through. The northern side is where the front door should be, but it and all the windows are boarded up. There's like sort of some trash in front of it. Like nobody goes through the front doors, and the front windows on it's a 2-story building. The second story has some shuttered windows, and all the shutters are pulled shut. All the traffic comes through the back door, which you see there's a small shutter that basically opens up. People knock, someone looks through, there's some talking, maybe some exchange of coin, then the door opens and they come, the people are let in. It's not a lot of people, and it's people like a varying clientele for sure. It's not like these are all lords coming in. Like, it's different types of people from different walks of life.
Is this like a back alley, not very populated? Is that what you said?
It's not. It's actually a street. So if you see here, but it's the dead end of Iron Row Avenue. So like basically that's Iron Row's the front. So the back here, There's just sort of a courtyard. So this is sort of it's not an alley, it's a bigger open space, meaning that there's plenty of vantage points where you guys can stand and watch things and not be like right on it. But the building is sunk back in, so it's like it gives it sort of an alley feel in the back for the back door.
Does it look like people are just giving coin, or like passwords are being exchanged or something?
Give me an awareness check. And whoever's scouting out can give me an awareness check as well. Just we'll sort of average it out.
Does Xavion's warding armor, is that a visible effect?
It is not, no.
Would that get me killed if I cast it?
So it won't unless there happens to be like one of the Red Guard Inquisitors walking by. They might have like a detect magic thing going on, but in this part of town, at this place, it would be very like low chance of that happening.
Okay, it's part of my first legacy item. Does that make any difference?
No, it would still be a magical effect, but
Okay.
But just like you knowing this world, like your character knowing the world, he would not. The only worry that he would be is if someone inside the gambling hall might detect it. But you know, this is Dwarf Town is sort of left alone by the authorities.
It's a little bit of a shady area anyway.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and activate that then.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What were the awareness rolls you guys got?
I got a 23.
15.
Is that a skill? If it is, I don't have skill points in it. Is that just a base statistic?
Are you looking at the character sheet? Hold on, just some. Oh, you only claimed the silverback. Cold is also in there. And oh no, but I didn't. Did you roll up your own character or no?
I did. I've got them on paper.
Okay, so yeah, awareness should be one of the skills.
Are we doing dice on Fantasy Grounds, or are we rolling?
Whatever makes people happy.
Yeah, I'll do digital dice if I can figure out how to. Holy crap! What do I do? Just double click it?
You grab it and then drop it into the chat window, and that's your dice tray.
9.
9. All right. Jax, you. What did you get, Marna?
19.
19. Okay, so Marna and Jax are really the ones seeing what all's going on. The people that come in and out of there, or like when they go in, there are a couple people that seem to hand off money. Other ones, they like just open and see them and let them in. And then other people, they open up and like they talk to them for a little bit, and there seems to be some discussion going on, then they let them in. And Jax, you notice that you sort of get a good vantage point and see that there are more guards inside. And these, like, when I say guards, like these guys look like they've seen a few campaigns on the road, right? They have scars. Their leather armor's pretty beat up. Their swords are hanging loosely at their belts. And it's not just the one at the door. There's like some back in this like next room in as well. Just that you know that.
So like mall cops is what we're talking about here?
No.
Does anyone have high charisma? Because I don't.
Like here is the guy that's answering the door and letting them in.
Okay, so the exact opposite of a mall cop.
Yes.
I might have to cougar him. No.
You also see like this woman inside, so just getting a feel like, they look like they know their way around some weapons.
They look a little organized in their crimery.
Yeah, something like that.
Does it look like there's anybody there but besides humans? Like, do they seem like accepting of other?
The answer is no. None of these people look very accepting of anything. They look like they're just doing their job and letting people in.
Just people, though? Like, I mean...
No, it is an assorted clientele. You did see one person that was definitely a fawn that went in, and you've seen a couple dwarves.
Does anybody have high persuasion?
No.
I have nothing, but I'm gonna go up to the door. I mean, I kind of look like I belong here, so.
Mm. Yeah. I'm a little rough around the edges. I'll go up there with you.
How long are you guys staking out this place before you decide to do this?
I mean, I would suggest that we see like at least like 2 people go in. I mean,
Just get a feel for how it's done.
Maybe 3, depends on like.
Okay, yeah, 3. I mean, 3 works. I was just wondering, if you guys were staking out for a couple days, if you're being cautious, or nope. Jax is like, I've seen 3 people go in.
Hey,
I got it.
I'm hoping that they have a underground fighting ring. I'm gonna. That's what I'm.
So is this broken chip? This is just open to the public, right? I mean, I know it's like people are going into the back door.
No. Olgrid had told you that this is, while it's not a high roller place, it is definitely an invite only. Like it's
place. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's why she didn't know anything about what goes on inside, and she's interested herself because obviously something's changed if they have the money to send assassins out after a, sort of a well-to-do councilman.
Yeah, I just think it might be questionable for us to just go up to the door and be like, we want to play a game. And they'll be like, well, who do you know? Who sent, how do you know about this? And, what are we going to say? If it's an invite only type place.
Okay, I take it back. Well, don't we know somebody that we know a name? It was in the email.
I knew I should have played a bard.
Do we know that?
I mean, is there a way that we can like catch somebody on the street that's like heading in there, maybe talk to them, or I don't know.
So it's a little hard to see because people will be walking down the street and then they'll like sort of take a turn, right in. So it's not like, unless you guys are hanging out right outside the door, that's going to be a hard interaction. Like you'd have to ask everyone if they're going in, which is also
maybe we're just walking down the street and we just see people going in. We're like, oh, what's going on in here?
You guys can try to
like
play
a lot of people are entering this building, so there must be something happening.
There's one guard at the door.
There's one. The big guy seems to be answering, but Jax saw the woman and a couple others beyond inside, but they were in shadows. So it looks like there's definitely more than one guard.
All right. But there's one outside right now.
They're not outside. They're right behind the door. So someone knocks and they open up a window and talk to them, exchange money, and then open up the door and let them in.
Oh, and it's multiple people in there.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to think if I charmed one of them, would they be able to just say, oh yeah, I know them, let them in?
Oh, old Jedi mind trick.
Yeah.
So we'll pull up charm.
Or wait a minute. How does polymorph work? I could wait for somebody to come out, right? Is that, I don't know how, that's the problem. I don't know how any of my spells work, and I don't, since it's not in Fantasy Grounds, I don't have descriptions in front of me.
I've got it pulled up. The 1 mana version, you could look like somebody different. You could look like a different person.
Yeah, so you can look like someone, but it doesn't give you any bonuses. Danny, all the spells should be under the character tab on the right-hand side. If you click character and go down to spells and open it up, all the spells should be in there.
Okay.
Do you see them?
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm on a thing that says spells.
It should look like this.
There's nothing in the list.
No, it's empty.
Okay. Well, we will do a quick Fantasy Grounds break, and I'll show you guys how to pull up all the SagaBorn stuff in the game. You go to up to library, open it up, and then click modules. And then under modules, you'll go to activation down the bottom left.
Oh, got it.
Click that. And then you'll scroll over till you see the SagaBorn core rulebook.
I've done this before.
With our other group. You have to do it with every new character. And then, so it's on the third page for me. And then you just click load. And then that should give you all of the skills, special abilities, and feats to look up under character. And when it's loaded, it should load up like it's showing under my modules where I've got everything. You guys won't have all this because it's got all the monsters and things that I use. Yours will just have the SagaBorn core rulebook.
There we go. How cool. Got it.
So
Charm,
go ahead.
Just to let you know, so Charm basically, you don't control them, but they perceive your words and actions in the most favorable way, as if you were a friend.
Right.
So
yeah, I just read it.
So that could work.
So I don't feel like this is a secret hideout of a casino, right? This is a casino. So they want to make money. Let's go up and say, hey, we'd like to gamble, and just offer some coin.
I'll tell you what. You guys try that, and I'll hang back, and that way we don't burn all of us if it doesn't work, and then we can try a plan B if it doesn't.
Speaking of coin, Mike, how much money do we have?
Yes, I had that in my notes and then didn't do it right in the beginning. So what we're going to do is I came up with a new fun thing, which is the downtime chart. And so everybody starts out with 30 gold pieces. And I'm going to share this chart with everybody. It should pop up on your thing, on your Fantasy Grounds. And every person, the week before this, you're going to, or the 2 weeks, because you spent a week sort of prepping for this, you roll 1d10, and what you roll, you could either get more money, you can get an extra saga point, or if you spent the week carousing, you could actually lose money. So everyone roll that, and let's see what you get.
I got an additional 20.
Two, so extra saga point.
I got a 2 as well. Did we start with saga points?
Everybody starts with 1 saga point. Those that roll on this, you get 2.
Sorry, how do I roll again for this?
If the downtime, did the downtime chart show up in your Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, it did. Do I just roll a d20? Just
No, a D10, or you click the roll button.
A D10. I clicked. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right. So Marna is rolling in the cash. You got 80 plus your 30, so 110 gold pieces.
I should probably go up to the door with you, Colder, and have my my fat stack of coin.
Well, I was gonna
let us in, right?
I was gonna ask, would my character, since they're like arena fighting, pit fighting, whatever, would they know like the gambling, like I don't know, like clientele group people? Because it's obviously this within the city.
Like, you would know more of the gambling. I mean, you might. I don't know. Give me a knowledge check. Give me a knowledge check. We'll see who you know.
Marna, I'm going to be carrying your umbrella because you get all the money. I'll be your manservant.
I got a 3.
Yeah, you just know people when it comes to the arena and the pit fighting. All right, so Marna, you want to walk up and try to buy your way in?
Yep.
And Colder, you going with?
Yep.
With Marna? Okay.
Yep.
And
I will. I'll defer to her. I'll stand like to her back corner,
Like she's really important.
Yeah.
All right, so you go up and knock on the door, and the little door slides open, and you see this guy, and he looks at you, and then sort of looks down, sees Colder. He's, can I help you?
I say, hey, handsome, what's going on in here? I see a lot of people coming in and out of here. You got some fun and games in there for us?
So I would like to point out, just since you called him handsome, this character's name is Shovel, and it's because he looks like someone hit him in the face with a shovel. That's what his friends call him.
And I say, because if you got some fun and games in there, and I like toss up my coin pouch up and down, I'm like, I got a fat stack of cash to spend.
All right. Well, wow, you trying to hit him from all angles. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh, I got a nice 0 for persuasion. Saga point?
I mean, that's up to you.
How are saga points used?
A saga point, you use a saga point to re-roll any die that you've rolled, or force another person to re-roll their die. So you can force me to re-roll a die.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, this is new to me.
Yeah, it's just a year old.
Is that only the bad guy, or could I force
it's in the
player?
rule book?
You can give your saga point to someone else in your group as well. You can't force another player to re-roll, but you can offer your saga point to them, because then you're basically, the idea is you're changing your own saga. You're making your sagas better, so you can help a friend out, or you can be like, nope, that guy didn't get that critical on me.
Okay.
I'm not confident about this, so I think I'm gonna use my saga point to try to get us in here.
All right.
Oh geez, here we go. Come on. Oh my gosh.
This seems like the core of this particular adventure. I'm going to give her my saga point to try again.
Oh my gosh.
Third time's a charm. It's got to be the charm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Better give me something good.
Hey, double digits.
It's like inching up.
He's probably unsure about me, right?
He's unsure, but he actually blushed a little bit when you called him handsome. But he's like, I do you just walk up to every door and knock on it and ask if there's fun and games happening inside the place?
Well, if it looks like there's something going on in something, I want to be part of something, whatever's going on in this town. It looks like there's something going on in there. If there's something going on, I want to know what's going on, and I want to be a part of it.
Oh, can you guys see that? I just rolled a 1.
Yeah.
he opens up the door for you.
You mind if I bring a few friends in?
He looks down and sees Cold and says, "Is this your friend?"
I got a couple of friends that are wanting to spend a little money in here. This is my friend. I got a couple of friends back there.
So
you want more money for the house, right? I'm sure, we're not very good at we're gonna lose all of our money here.
I feel like these roles are actually just mimicking real life here. Shovel sort of looks over his shoulder and he's like, "Ratty, what do I do about this?" And you see like there's a fireplace, there's some people sitting around, and this guy sort of stands up and walks over. He's a little bit older, and he
you got more than one handsome in here, I see.
He shakes his head. He says, "Lady, don't even try." Look,
I may be old, but I still got it going on. You know what I mean?
If you're looking for one of those, I would head down to the squats. There's quite a few houses of ill repute that you can go deal that. I'm
looking to spend some money here tonight. You looking to make some money tonight?
I make money making sure the right clientele gets in, and that's what we are here for.
No games here. I just want to play.
And he looks around outside, sort of like pushes shovel back inside the place, and he says, "Well, how many more do you have? And you don't have anything to do with the lords or the city guard or anything, do you?"
The what and the who? No, I don't hang out with lords. Do I look like I hang out with lords?
He sort of looks out the door. Oh man!
I think the saga points are coming back to us.
I got two more that want to join us in here and give you more money.
He sort of shakes his head. He says, "As long as they have some coin to spend, you all can come on in."
All right.
All right, I come around the corner with my hawk on my shoulder. Not really. It's flying around, but
okay. I was about to say, so as you guys go in, this is the motley crew that is guarding the entrance room. And one moment, let me.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Danny. You were just saying that your bird was flying around. Our giant owl just like flew up past the window.
Look like a bunch of runway models from Fallout.
The one same owl that was out there when I was visiting.
Yeah.
Am I the only one drinking at this drinking dungeon?
No.
Oh, okay. Cheers. Chin chin.
I'm drinking the classy Miller Lite.
I just mixed a little bit of Campari in there too because I got to have a little bit of that bitter flavor.
This is some rum barrel wine out of a box.
All right. So here is what you all see beyond the door. It's a pretty large room, but there's like chairs for them to hang out in, couch and so on. It looks like this is just basically where they stay most of the time they're working, probably. In the center of the far wall, you see a large metal door. Like the door that you're walking through is a thick wooden door, but this is like definitely a little bit sturdier. There's stone walls on the inside. It's not like plaster or wood. So it looks like that whatever goes on through here is a little bit more secure. So when you walk in, The guy with the bigger beard says, "All right, if you go in, I need all knives, crossbows, weapons, brass knuckles, everything you got. We put it in a sack with your name on it and keep it in here because there's no weapons allowed inside the hall."
All right.
These things are too heavy anyway. And I hand everything over, except my staff, because I use that to walk.
I hold my hands open, flare up my robes. I don't have any weapons. I'm wearing clothes under my robes. Though.
I was about to ask.
I don't goose him. It's the only weapon I carry. You know what I mean?
All right, so we got only one weapon. Everyone else, Jax, do you hand over your weapons?
Yeah, sure.
All right. All right. Once you've done that, he turns around and opens up. I'm trying to hide it from you guys, but it doesn't matter because you can see it when on my screen. So there's no reason to even hide it. I'm gonna have to hide the other floors if you guys go to any of them. I have to remember that. That metal door, he opens it up and lets you all through. And as you're walking through, you guys notice that it's not a lock. It's actually like barred from the inside. So he knocks on it. You hear a bar slide up. You guys walk through and they close it back down. So no one can break in that way. And you see, so the room is it's probably got like 5 or 6 players playing in it right now. There's a guy walking around serving like what looks to be decent sized servings of alcohol. The far end, the front door that I said looked like it was just boarded up from the outside. On the inside, it is metal and also locked from the inside. There's a staircase leading up, and then a long table. There's 2 different stools here, one here and one here. There's a guard sitting in each of them, just watching over everything. There's a long table here. There's some paperwork on it. There looks to be a staircase leading down back there. There's also a couple chests and a rather odd looking creature. It looks sort of like if you took a mangy dog and a baboon and smushed it together. And that is sitting next to the guard that's up against the far wall. It's got, a collar on it with like spikes and like, it's on a chain leash. And, the whole thing of trying to make it look creepy, even though like a baboon dog with opposable thumbs is creepy enough.
Would that be on a knowledge check to identify that?
Yeah, you guys can definitely do that.
I have Arcana.
I would like to do that.
Would that fall under Arcana?
No, that it would be if you had animal or like creature knowledge.
So Mage Lore allows me to roll 2d20 when making a knowledge check. Is that all knowledge skills?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then in that case,
And I got an 18.
then I probably shouldn't roll. Give it a shot. 23, excuse me.
All right, 23. And what'd you get, Danny?
18.
So I don't have any full images of it. Both of you would know that it is a Vorg, which is here. I'll drag the token on. Why didn't that show it to you guys?
You can sort of see it.
It's like a shadow.
Yeah. Oh, maybe because it's not actually here. Doesn't even. Well, anyways, yeah. So it, it has like a fur all over its body, but like bare skin for its face, and it's sort of pig-like muzzle.
Yeah, it's like a werewolf pig.
Yeah, I'm sort of sad I don't have a full image to show you guys. I should have been better prepared, right?
Reminds me of those hounds off of Willow a little bit. The rat tail.
That's probably where my nightmares stole it from. Every time I watch an old movie from the 80s, like I rewatched The Dark Crystal a couple years ago, I'm like, stole that, and I stole that. Listening to Raymond Feist's Magician series right now, and it's funny. I'm like, oh, Dark Sun took that. No, Game of Thrones took that, and I took that, and it's fun when you jump back into those old things. You find out what sort of stuck with you, So as otherwise, other than the creepy thing, there are. Oh wait, here. Can I set to visible? Maybe it's because you guys aren't in here. Look at this. I play with this all the time, and I don't even know how to use it. So while I'm doing that, we'll say there's a couple of dealers that are like, one's running a sort of a ball and a wheel game. There's a couple dealers at card games. It looks like there's just a couple people playing on their own. And that's what's happening around the room. Is there anything else that you all would want to know?
Is this it? Like, is this the place that we're supposed to be?
If you say that out loud, the guards.
No. I don't say that. I'm. Never mind. You said that there's people playing by themselves, like
amongst themselves. Like they don't. No, like they don't have a dealer there. Like there's ones that you can definitely pick out. Like, oh, that's someone that works here that's running the table. And the other one, it looks like there's just some people lounging about playing their game.
I want to go up and is there a bar?
There is not. There's one man that's going and getting stuff from the guard that's on the far end of the table. He's getting drinks, and it looks like there's only like they're only serving like a vodka and a some sort of an ale.
I ask free drinks while we're gambling.
The guard nearby said, no, but they're only a silver.
Okay.
I'd like
any Varga leaf available? Please.
Give me a luck roll, Danny. Give me a roll d20.
What's a luck roll?
Luck rolls, you just roll a d20, and if you roll high, then it goes in your favor.
12.
12? He says, well, we officially don't have any, but a couple silver pieces, and I could hook you up with a bowl.
I toss him 3 silver for a drink and a bowl.
I want to go.
Might as well enjoy this.
Sit down at one of the.
Yeah, same here. I move over to a seat where they're playing an active game.
Are there people going up and down the stairs, or is it like?
There is no one going up and down the stairs that you've seen. I put some tokens out. They're showing them as red. They're actually neutral. They don't care about you all as long as you behave. But you can see a couple different, like the guards in there, and let me get some other tokens just that way you guys can have a readout of the room. Are there certain games that you all are interested in playing more than others?
What specific games are at each table?
So there's it's card games, and there's like basically a roulette game.
I'd rather play a person than the house, if that's an option, like poker versus blackjack.
So are you interested in playing against the three tokens I put out that all look the same? Those are the ones that you definitely can pick out as dealers.
Okay, I'll plop. Oh, I'll plop down on her head. There we go.
Oh shoot! Can we move our own tokens?
Yes, you should be able to.
Well, that table's full. I'm gonna go to this one, I suppose.
All right, this red bearded guy, he's the one that's going around with the drinks. You can tell he's a happy fellow.
Vodka over here, please.
Hey, Mike, are legacy items in the SRD? That's another thing I realized. I picked some legacy items, but we never. I'm not. I got to look up what they do.
But
I can't find it.
It should be under. I believe it's under leveling on the SRD. So you guys can sort of see. There's just it's not overly busy. There's a couple people at the one table. Another guy playing against the house with the blackjack. One guy playing against the roulette wheel, and then Marna headed over to the woman. She was playing with someone else, but that person got up and left when you sit down. So what we'll do is if do you guys actually want to get in on the games?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're watching in the meantime, I guess, and listening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to play enough to where I can strike up a conversation.
All right. So we'll just do like some heroic actions where if almost like a travel check. So if you guys tell me how you use a heroic action is always an ability score versus the opposed ability score. So if you're playing against a person or against one of the tables, they'll be rolling. So just tell me what ability you use and how you use it for your game, and then we'll do some heroic actions to see if you guys are doing well throughout the betting process.
I'm going to count cards.
I was going to say the same thing with my awareness.
I was going to use intelligence.
Yeah, you have to use ability scores, not skills, Laura. So okay, Colder, give me a roll.
$16.
I'm going to start rolling real dice because these digital dice aren't doing anything for me. All right, I rolled a 16 as well, but favor always goes to the players because that's how SagaBorn works. So you are, it's a draw. You're not losing money, but you're not really there to make the money. So you're there paying attention to stuff. What do you steer the conversation towards?
I'm new to town. What else is there to do besides gamble? What's new? Looking for jobs. Just looking for seedy information, gossip, that kind of thing. So these are the people that we know potentially or did go and kill somebody. So start gearing the information towards what's new, what's happened, what goes on with these particular people in this town.
All right, give me a persuasion check.
God,
as well.
you don't want that, do you? All right, persuasion. That's a all right, 17.
So the two other players don't seem to be in, like, they think that you talking is like a tactic to try to get them to play worse. But the dealer actually sort of opens up to you, and he tells you, he says, "So you're new in town? You found your way here to the Broken Chip? Like, what did you ask for, the worst gambling hall in all of Kowal, and found this place?"
Well, I keep my eyes open and notice people heading this way, going in a little happier and coming out a little sadder. That to me makes me wonder if people are losing money. So I figured this would be a good place to go.
He sort of shrugs to himself. He says, "Well, I mean, I guess, you being, of the Elfling sort, maybe Dwarf Town was the smartest place to come to. It's hard to say. Jobs are tight in Kowal right now. There's not a lot of money flowing in and out of town. If there's good jobs, I don't think I'd be working here." And he sort of laughs and dealing cards.
I'm not
And you
I'm not the 9-to-5er. I'm the kind of guy that picks up jobs that need to be done that others don't like to do.
He sort of stops and he looks at the guard at the table behind him with the one with the Vorg, and he goes, "I'm just here dealing cards. For other stuff, it has to do with this place, you might want to talk to him."
Just nod.
I was actually going to go talk to him before, like, doing anything else. I wasn't really interested in playing. I was just kind of, I don't know. But I was like kind of hanging back because I really didn't know what to say. Like, as me, Chris, like, I didn't want to just wing it, but yeah. So let's just do it.
All right. So you're walking up and you see Colder, doing okay at cards, sort of making buddies with the dealer, and you walk right up to the guard at the back. Jax, is that what you do?
Yep.
He sort of like looks up from the paperwork on the table. Well, he looks up and then he looks down at you. And he's like, "Yeah, can I help you with something?"
Nice place you got here.
He sort of looks around. He says, "Are you in the same place I am?"
I see that they don't have sarcasm in Dwarf Town.
He goes, "I can see why that nose has been broken a couple times."
Should see the other guy.
Fair enough. And then he leans in. He goes, "At least you don't look as bad as that shovel in the other room. Am I right?"
Oh yeah, that guy. My companion was trying to hit on him.
You mean that handsome fella back there?
Marna, the cougar that's just in on everyone's conversations. I
tell the dealer that's in front of me, yeah, that door guy. Ooh, tell you what.
So the guard can see, like, your sort of battle scars. I'd assume being a pit fire, you're probably missing like a tip of a finger or two.
Maybe like a little like chunk of ear, or I have like the cauliflower ear.
Wow, what would an elfling cauliflower ear? It looked like
it looked like the orc ear.
Yeah, it'd be like a crown of broccoli like coming off.
Corn on the cob, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe no cauliflower ear. Maybe just a chip.
I'm sorry. I would like to back up. I had a lot going on. I was trying to get everything in my brain when Mike just threw at me introductions. I do remember, and I should mention that I do not wear an eye patch over my missing eye. Not missing, it's just scar tissue as an eye. So
Yeah, I think if you zoom in on your
yeah.
Character, I painted the eye out.
Perfect.
Might
be a little disconcerting to some.
So
I like it.
The guard leans over, sort of like, looks at you and says, "So, are you looking for a job or something? You don't seem too interested in the gambling."
I like making money.
Well, once again, you're in the wrong place for that. But if you need to be paid next to nothing to sit around and watch people lose their money, we might have some need of that.
So are you the boss? Are you who I need to talk to?
Me? No. Vensel's in charge of this place.
What was that name?
Venzel? I mean, he's and he looks down at the staircase that's like leading down, and looks back, like it's just very quick, and he says, I mean, he's normally busy this time of night, but if you come earlier in the day, he might be able to have a meeting, see if we got any openings. Because I know I could need a break sitting on this damn stool for 9 hours a day.
I'm gonna look to the dog baboon. Like, does it got a name?
He looks at it and he looks back. He says, "Mom."
Oh.
All right, so we'll cut over to we'll cut back to the other table. So Alaric, you were there with Colder, and while he's like sort of working the dealer, what do you do?
Well, I had a plan, but it's not relevant now. So I think I'm just going to try to play this game and keep listening and see if I can make a little money while I'm here.
All right, give me a heroic action. What do you use?
Yeah, I'm gonna also do some card counting with my superior intellect. Do I have to tell you?
Oh wait, well, they're gonna roll. They rolled a 9.
Oh, I got a 9. I was just I did, but I got a 9. I thought that was
better
gonna
than you
lose.
normally do.
Yeah.
I could have swore that
I
was
rolled
a 1.
a 4. I rolled a 4. I rolled a 4 just to be clear, but I have 5 intelligence. So.
All right, so you're not making money, but you're not losing it. So you're not, making any enemies at the table, but you're not winning over any friends either.
Oh, I hear Mom.
Shush, Mom. Hey, come here.
So I'll say that also with that role that Alaric is there like at the table playing, but sort of like helping things go smoothly at the table. So that way, Colder, you can still schmooze a little bit more with the dealer. And then we're gonna cut over to Marna. Marna, you're at a table playing with cards with the woman.
Am I playing like blackjack or something?
Yep. Here we go. Let's pick a fun name for my list of names. Gimdir is her name.
Gimdir?
Yeah, Gimdir.
Gimdir.
She's like, yeah, can you believe that I was cursed with that name? Of course, I've kept it. I guess it's sort of on me.
I think it's a very lovely, unique name. I'm not ever going to forget it. Have I had my vodka, my 2 vodkas brought over to me, by the way?
Yeah. The redheaded, red bearded dwarf bringing alcohol to everyone, making sure that the room gets everything they need.
I tipped him really well. And I'm just playing the game, and I'm like, there's not much going on around here tonight, so just really wanted to have a night out. Let's have fun out here at the Broken Chip, and I don't know, catch up on the latest town gossip.
Gimdir, she snorts at that. She says, "The town gossip around here. I figure I'm gonna lose my money somewhere, so I might as well come lose it with this awful lot here."
I mean, I don't have much going on right now. I need some enrichment in my life. Tell me what's going on. Tell me a story. Make it interesting.
Well, first, give me a heroic action. See how you're playing against her.
Wait, what? Sorry, what do I? Dex or strength?
And you have to tell me how you. No, it can be any skill, but you have to tell me how you use it. Like, it's going to be pretty hard to use your Constitution in a.
Like, could I use my
card game?
My awareness?
No, it has to be an ability score. An ability.
Oh wait, okay. I'm clicking on the abilities tab, and
yeah, so like strength, dex, intelligence, wisdom, charisma.
Oh, okay. My awareness is
okay. No.
What?
It's not a skill. Your front page. Front page of your character.
Oh, okay.
So like strength, dex, you have to pick an ability and tell me how you use it.
So if I use wisdom, I got +2 in wisdom.
Yeah, I mean, and you could not be even paying attention to the cards. You could be using wisdom to try to win her over as a confidant.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, I feel like I would be trying to do that. I'm an older woman. I've been around. She's a younger gal in this establishment, I assume. And so, yeah, I'm just laying on a little bit of wisdom on her. Just saying, hey, you got to watch out for these, whatever, I'm just sort of chatting her up.
All right, give me that wisdom check.
Nice.
Oh, good.
I see you're quite wise for your age. You must have an old soul. You seem like the old soul type.
She snorts at that and says, "I don't believe in crap like that. I do feel old though, if that's what you're saying."
Look, I'm trying to tell you, you're smart. You're wise beyond your years.
So you try that for a while and you see it's not really going anywhere, and you find another way in with her in basically just asking her about what she likes to do. And you get the feeling that she's been coming to this place for a while, like years, and that it's like a place of comfort for her to come, just spend a little bit of money and hang out in a familiar place.
So what kind of crazy stuff's happened at this place? Anything interesting?
Oh, I mean, there's people that drink too much and there's people that lose too much.
You ever have anybody that wins too much. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there was a fine dressed fellow. It looked like he drank too much before he showed up, and he won against the house so much that
Really?
that the sons out there, they had to grab him and toss him out the back door.
Oh. Huh.
Well, they didn't toss him. He had a couple guards with him, or I don't even know. They were all so drunk. Maybe they were
The
just.
Sons? I'm sorry. I'm kind of new in town. Who are the Sons?
Oh, they're. I mean, you made it through them. It's the guards out front. The ones
Oh, you mean like handsome number 1 and handsome number 2? Okay, okay.
She squints at you and she goes, "Do you need glasses?"
I might, sweetie. I might need some glasses.
Like this is like comforting, like an old outhouse that's got your butt cheeks worn into it. There is nothing handsome or nice about this place. It's a clever place to or
Yeah, I
a
like what I
comfortable
like.
place to sit your ass. What are you talking about? This is a beautiful place, beautiful people. She goes, by the way, I won this last one. You look down and she has a couple of eyes out on the table and she slides your silver over to her side.
Well, shit.
So
who was this drunkard that came in here? I'm assuming he's not allowed in here anymore, right? Because I don't want to run into
I didn't get to know him. He took over a whole table on his own.
On his own? You mean playing against the house? Or
it was him and his 2 big buddies playing against the house.
Oh. So he must have been cheating, right?
I don't know. I wasn't invited over there. I just saw what happened afterwards. You know, it wasn't this way back when Felbert ran this place, but as soon as his son took over, things got a little weirder around here. You know, I miss old Felbert.
What's the son's name?
Wenzel. Little skinny, creepy looking guy.
So he's
I haven't seen him in quite a while.
This place?
What's that?
So he's the one that runs this place?
I mean, he supposedly took it over from his pa after his pa passed, but you know, I saw him for a little bit. I mean, he used to be around this place in and out, but now he's just, you know, holed up somewhere upstairs or downstairs. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Well.
So you know, you guys can spend as much time as you want sort of asking around. There's not you know, they're not all offering up a ton of information. There's a lot of stuff they just don't know. So let's go. We're approaching an hour and a half, so we're going to take a quick break. But let's ask, what do you guys want to accomplish in here? How long do you want to stay? Do you guys want to like meet up at a table and play together and like figure out what you want to do, or what do you all see as the plan?
That's fine if we meet at a table to discuss it, but my suggestion is I think we've gotten everything we can get out of this group. So I think we should go get some rest, come back refreshed tomorrow when Wenzel is here, and see if we can get some work.
Sounds good to me.
Before, I wanted, just in that conversation that I had prior, I would have asked the guy's name and given my name too. Just, I didn't get to that point in the conversation.
Okay. His name is Tregan. And you would have told him that you're Jax.
Yeah. That way, like tomorrow or like whenever I talk to Wenzel, if I did or whatever, I'd be like, oh yeah, Tregan told me to come talk to you about a job or whatever.
All right. And then, you know, how late do you stay? Do you stay until closing? Do you sort of try to get an idea of how the everything is run?
Yeah, I think we should stay as long as we can to get an idea of the comings and goings.
Yeah, and I just want to break even or just lose minimally. I'm not trying to win at this point. Just keep an eye on things.
Yeah, I probably would have just done a couple. Is it like the roulette thing? Just something simple, or so I'm actually like gambling and not just hanging out. I don't want it to seem like I'm just like. I would want to act like I'm spending money and not just.
Or if I lose
hanging
half
out.
my gold, I leave.
All right, yeah. So we'll just go with your guys' original rolls. Nobody's losing big tonight. You guys are all walking out with pretty much the same. So you've sort of, you'd be leaving the house not like at least you weren't winning everything. Very unremarkable, I guess, would be what you all left. Besides that,
which is good.
Yeah. Besides that, you're a little, unconventional because I assume, Colder, you're wearing your mask as well.
Yep.
Which in maybe a less seedy place that might be more questionable, but it's just sort of like they shrug it along. And we'll say that you guys play until like closing time, and they sort of get everyone out, and then you guys hang around outside long enough to see that the door is closed and locked, and all 4 of the Sons of Silence leave after locking up the door, but no one else. You didn't see the people playing the house people. You didn't see the waiter or the other guards in there leave. Just the Sons of Silence, and they probably closed up a little bit after midnight.
So I have a question for the magic sense. Like, Colder, did you share with us, I mean, like as characters, that you did a bunch of ravaging, you said?
Yeah, at one point I would have taken. I mean, I laid the mask on because it hides the fact that it's obvious that I did do some ravaging. I don't know how much we know about each other, but basically the story was it was unintentional, and that's really how I met the gorilla, and it's through this weird magical happenstance that we're friends, and he's traveled with me trying to get rid of some of this corruption and trying, it changed his life, and he's trying to like get rid of the corruption on the actual world. So yeah, I mean, you guys know if we've been around each other longer than a week or so, because it's not like he doesn't take it off. He's not the Mandalorian. He'll take it off, and he'll show, like, he wears these gloves and tries to cover it up for most of society, but he'll show you what he's done. I mean, he's not proud of it, but he doesn't really hide it all the time.
I was saying, I was reading, like, when an Archeon spends time with a person, they can detect like ravaging magic and stuff. Like, do I have like an extra, I guess, like, what's the word? Do I feel extra like bad for you since I can maybe feel the ravaging magic like very strongly off of you? Would you say that, Mike?
I mean, you could tell that he has ravaged, but you also know that in all the time he's been around, you would know, like, if he ravages, you would know when he does it.
Well, I just mean, like, would I have like a lot of empathy for him? So, seeing that I could feel that. Well, I don't know.
Well, it depends on what sort of Archeon that you would want to be. You might not like it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were of an Archeon from Iridar, the Mage's Tower, if he ravaged around you, you'd want to kill him. If you were of the Protectorate, you might think, "Oh, I can change him." So really, that's up to you to decide. But let's take a quick break, and then everyone make sure you mute, and then we'll be right back.
Banana time.
All right, I am back.
Oh no. Oh, there it is.
I switched up to a peanut butter milk stout up from Miller Lite, so ending on a high note tonight.
Peanut butter milk stout.
Yep.
Sounds pretty good. Is it a dessert beer?
No, I mean it could be. It's definitely. I'm glad the AC is going because it's definitely a winter type beer. It's quite heavy. All right, so you guys have left. Well, let's have you guys leave your mark in the world. You're staying at an inn. Someone make it up. Someone give me a cool inn name.
Are we staying in Dwarftown?
The dwarf's beard.
The dwarf's beard.
Okay. Sort of a like. Would you go out and drink at a bar called the Redneck's Mullet? I don't know. Actually, I would have to stop. I'd have to go in. Right?
Yeah.
Probably get in a fight, but I'd have to go check it out.
The pick and axe.
I guarantee they have karaoke there for sure.
So you guys are staying at a nearby sort of cheap tavern. And you guys said the plan was to come back the next day and try to talk to Wenzel, or was that just Jax?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we all show up and ask if there's work, or would that be too much?
Well, they do know we came as a group.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. All right. So yeah, let's just Jax is first in line for work, but if they have work for all of us, then
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Just let him do his play and just see what happens.
Is there just asking, is there some way I could I'm asking you guys, Alaric, Jax, and Calder, do you think there's some way I could bring up Gregor without pissing anyone off? Like, just
Bring
like
him?
casually bring him up. Like if we, meet.
Oh.
It may not piss him off, but it'll reveal our hand.
Mhm.
I think more than anything.
The one thing I thought of was maybe if we did get hired, are there anybody that we aren't supposed to let in kind of thing? But I feel like that's kind of like a too big of a list, maybe, because there's probably a lot of people that are banned from this establishment.
I mean, I did hear, I guess I could casually bring up, since the card lady told me about, there was some drunk noble person that came in and won a bunch of money.
Did I hear right that the Sons of Silence left before the actual casino shut down?
No, they left. They basically ushered all of you out, and then they came out, locked the door, and left.
Gotcha.
So all of the casino or the gambling hall employees live there.
Yeah, that's the only. I mean, you guys stuck around for a little bit to watch. Not obviously hanging out in the alleys and stuff. You did not see them or anyone else leave.
How are we seeing this play out? The only way I see this working is, and tell me if I'm thinking about this wrong, is we get some work. We this seems like a maybe not a long con, but certainly like a medium con, where we get in, get some work, and we have to get them to trust us and, let us in on information, right? Because
So you're
if we
saying-
go in asking pointed questions, then we're giving ourselves away.
So you're saying I shouldn't kill Vincel in the job interview?
Well, maybe. Well,
I mean, I'm not
no.
against it.
No.
Crappy, Jax.
What are we being paid for? Because that sounded like maybe that was part of the job.
I mean, if I need to, I can, but there's got to be a way for me to get out of there.
But we were being paid to find out who ordered the assassination, and then
Or
right?
Eliminate the
Take
people
care
that,
of them.
yeah, eliminate the people
But first, we have to. Somebody has to give us to confess in some way, right?
So
Yeah, I mean, we can't
presumptively
assume
have
that.
That was the point when I was asking, am I understanding it right? Am I getting this right? That's we're trying
to Gregor, like you guys were taking a job from this guy. He was offering you up a job. It was a good price before this job came up, but he is not like a good guy. Like meaning like he feels that money solves everything. Like he thinks like, oh, someone tried to kill me. Here's 1,400 gold pieces. You guys go eliminate them. Like he doesn't seem like even the type of guy who would care about solid proof. He would want proof that you guys did something. But I'm
care?
Right. I'm telling you guys this to make you start to think like, well, why would you all
right?
care?
We could just kill this guy and go back and stay done.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. I kind of want to find out more information about Gregor.
Like maybe if we checked out Vincel's books, Vincel's books, it sounds like Vincel's calling the shots. Maybe talk to him or sneak in. I don't know. Any of you guys very sneaky? I mean, I can be unseen if I need to be, but
I think I'm the sneakiest person, and I don't intend to be. The thing is,
like Laura and I might, tell me if I'm wrong. We might tend to play sneaky characters, and for some reason, this game, neither one of us did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right.
I think, Danny, I think you're right though. Like, it kind of has to be a long play, because if we go in just asking the questions that no one wants to answer, then we might just get killed ourselves.
If we care about getting it right. And I think I do. Plus, I'm curious.
I wonder how much money those assassins got paid to take out Gregor.
I mean, my plan was to talk to Vincel and suss out whether or not who I liked more, or I guess who pays more, Vincel or Gregor. I mean,
yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. Though, haven't we done a couple jobs for this person before, or is this that was the meeting the first time that we worked for Gregor?
The meeting was going to be the first time that all of you would work for Gregor.
So there's no loyalty here. The guy just gave us some money to kill somebody.
I mean, what's loyalty?
Potential future employment, I guess, is the loyalty that we're looking for.
Okay. I say we go talk to Vincel. That seems like the next step.
Yeah.
Now there is one other thing that was in the email, and we had a whole lot of. It's hard catching you guys up with all the stuff going on with this story when it's a one-off. Gregor does have an advisor who's a sort of a strange man. Strange in that there's something that seems a little otherworldly about him. And his name's Brelmani, and he was very interested in he felt that there's more going on at the Broken Chip than just a gambling hall. And he was interested in any information that you all bring back. So there's also like that other thing thrown in the in the whole wheelhouse of everything. Like there's you got one guy that's interested in what's happening there. You got another guy that's just like, here's money, go take care of this for me. You have the shopkeeper that you've met that's sort of your handler during this situation. Though she seems that she's just sort of in it for the money. Maybe she owes Gregor some stuff. And I will say that you also do know from talking to Gregor, even for a short amount of time, you know that he owns a manor house here in the city. He owns a hunting lodge out north of the city. And then he also owns another manor in the northeast part along the Lesh Forest. So this guy's got like 3 different houses.
I'm feeling very loyal to this guy.
I would be able to sense if anyone used magic there recently, right? In the hall. Since I spent some time in there.
Yeah, I think that's I think you roll a survival check to do that. What does it say? It should be under your class feature, I think.
Do you mean the magic sense?
Yeah. What does the magic sense exactly say?
It says when I spend time in a place or with a person or creature, I can detect if magic's been used.
Does it say that there's a roll?
No, it just says they must spend half an hour in the area or with a person to detect this automatically. But it says if I witness the use of magic, I can tell if it's ravaging magic with a roll of 15 awareness check. But and with a person, I can see if they've Archeon spends an hour with a person and sees that a DC 16 awareness check. They can tell if they've used ravaging magic.
Okay, yeah. Also, by the way, you all, I am not good at keeping up with everyone's abilities, so this is definitely good.
So I can detect it automatically if I'm just in an area, I guess.
Then yes, you would definitely have felt that there is some stuff going on in the basement of this place. Like, yeah, because you guys spent a long time in there.
Do you mean I felt the presence down below?
Yes. I'm not quite sure what that
means.
When you say anything like that, it sounds weird, right?
Is that a dirty
Going out to the car.
Imagine me as like a long gray hair, like very wrinkly, woman, like, I felt a presence down below tonight, guys.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's bathroom humor or sex humor. All right. So yeah, so you can you would be able to tell everyone like the night before after you left, Ben, like there is some dark magics happening below the floorboards of the first floor.
Well, that's really all I need to know.
I mean, I guess we can figure out if we have a job interview or all 4 of us going down there, because
yes, that was our thinking. You take lead because you got an offer, but if there's work for all of us, then we're interested.
What time does this establishment open?
So it normally opens for business a little bit before dinner starts, so around 5 p.m. So any time before that would work.
Okay, so I guess then we can go. I mean, we're having like a conversation at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is all happening like in the privacy of a room. Did we each get a room? Did we get one room? How much gold or how much money?
It's very cheap. Yeah, you guys can have separate rooms unless you wish to share.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we didn't mention, I guess, that Alaric and I know each other already from, we just know each other. Maybe we had since I'm a Archeon and you are a Illuminar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we.
But I like to think of myself as a druid.
Mhm.
So yeah, I guess do we want to do anything before we go talk to Vincel?
Breakfast maybe, and then head.
Second breakfast.
Second breakfast.
Do like, my 1,000 push-ups for the day.
I know all that dark magic that was happening below. Vincel might be sleeping in till 2 p.m. at least, probably.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, I don't want to go over there.
Dark magic happening down below. Like it sounds all like it's code word.
It's becoming an innuendo. I'm gonna obviously I think that we should not go at morning. We should go a couple hours before they open.
Do I just describe it as like a tingly feeling?
All right, drinking dungeon cut off. Like we don't need any more. All right, so all four of you head down, bringing the gorilla too, or going to leave him at the end?
So I did have a question. The level 4 ability with your companion, you said there's a link. Is that like a telepathic thing, or how does that work?
Yeah. So if let's say your gorilla was outside hiding in the alleyway, actually let's just retro say you are used to getting places and not making a big make a lot of attention walking in with the giant gorilla. So we're going to say that you have a wagon. So you can plant a wagon on the street and the gorilla can be in it. And it would feel if you're in danger. So you could send him a feeling, and the same with you, Alaric, in need of help. And then they would know to come to you if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
so they don't have to
Armageddon. Okay.
So just impulses of feelings, sort of.
Right. And the same could go, if you guys are in there and the city guards start invading, they could send it to you and be it can't be full sentences through the feeling, but it'd be danger, get out, sort of more pheromone type stuff.
Yeah. And that's why my same thing today, the eagle is going to be just circling and keeping an eye
tingling
out.
Down below. They could send that to just whatever, whatever you're needing. Okay. All right. So so the eagle is keeping an eye out. You got the gorilla wagon parked down the street.
Hawk. I'm sorry, Hawk. But go ahead.
Okay. Parked inconspicuously, which would also mean that you'd have to have a pony of some sort. But or that'd be great if Coulter's the one that pushes this a witch dog with a gorilla.
I cast polymorph, so I turn into a pony to pull the gorilla behind it.
So you guys come up, let's say maybe around 2:00. You knock on the door and it's not any of the Sons of Silence that come up. It's Tregar. He opens up the door and he looks, he goes, "Oh, there's 4 of you? Okay, well, that's fine. Well, come on in. Celebrity will meet you in the main hall." And he sort of invites you all in, latches the door behind you. He beckons you into the hall, and they're getting ready for the night. I'll slide the map back over. For those watching at home can get a setup. So they're setting up the tables, they're cleaning up stuff. And there's no patrons there, but you do see a woman who is sitting on the edge of the table. She has her hood pulled up inside. her hair comes down in rivulets around her face, but it looks a little thinning, and she has deep, dark circles underneath her eyes. And you don't know if you can't tell if it's makeup or is like, did she not sleep well? But you walk in, and she looks you up and down, and she says, welcome. I'm Celebrity. Tregging told me that you all might be looking for some work.
Indeed, we are.
I need a little bit of coin to retire on, you know.
Yeah. So what you don't look like the sort that would be just sitting around watching over a small hall like this. What would you be able to offer me?
Jax is just going to be like,
He's the muscle.
I set down my walking staff and do the same.
So there's a lot of knuckle popping, and she says, okay, so you can do that. I guess, like, you know, having just met you all, like, how do you feel about this great city that we live in, and the Baron and the Red Guard, the City Guard, stuff like that?
I don't mingle with any of those fancy people.
Mike, are the Red Guard the ones that are like anti-magic, anti-ravaging, all that stuff?
Yes.
I pull the mask off and set it down on the table and just look at her.
She sort of nods at you with like an understanding.
Is there like a symbol or like a something I would wear, or, you know, for someone to recognize me as an Archeon, or like do they wear anything like when they come out of this?
So an Archeon is like a tight, like a class, a path. So it'd be like a plumber, you know, like you could be wearing a uniform if you're part of the Protectorate. They have a symbol. If you're part of the Watchers, which are from the Mage Tower of Iridar, they have a symbol. You could just be an Archeon. Like you could have been just you could have worked for the Red Guard if you wanted to. So it could have been any of those, or you could have just been sort of a free agent adventurer. You know, you could be an Archeon that worked for the Wanderers, which is the Adventurers Guild of Atheles.
Yeah, I feel like I'd probably be more of a free agent type. That's why I don't have much, saved up for retirement. Just, yep.
So she leans back. She goes, and so what? What would your prices be, and like your availability, and how quickly do you need work, or how long do you want work for?
I think that depends on the job, but we're looking for the biggest score possible.
Oh, so you don't mind danger? Huh. We might not have anything right at the moment, but if there's a way for me to find you, we might be able to hire you for some things in the future.
Are we going to, sorry, out of character, are we going to get hired to kill Gregor?
Well, that's my hope.
Yeah, right.
That was kind of my point about, the biggest score possible.
So what kind of jobs do you typically hand out?
Well, I mean, anything from like guarding our cash on the way to the bank or watching the front door. I mean, we pay for the sons to do that, but we could always trade up those guards. And the ownership here has their hands in a couple different things. Sometimes we need caravan guards, or we need people who've caused problems to disappear. Lots of different things.
We don't mind dirty work.
Well,
I'd rather not babysit. Get the job done, move on. That's more my style.
where could we find you if we were looking to hire you?
The dwarven beard. Right? Dwarven beard.
Dwarven beard, yeah.
Oh, that's not too far from here. Have you been staying there for a while?
Since we got
Have
into
we?
town.
Yeah.
You have not, no.
Just say a few nights.
Okay. Well, I will talk to the management, and I'll send either Tregan or Kedrick over to see you when if we decide we have any work. We'll be in touch in a few days, no matter what, whether we need you or not.
So who are we talking to again exactly?
It's she introduced herself as Celebrity.
And did we see her last night?
No, you did not.
Oh, okay. But she knew that we were going to be coming.
She
knew at least like Jax would be coming.
She's the assistant manager, is what it seems like.
And the owner's name is
Vincel.
Vincel. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say, like, we thought we might get to speak to Vincel today. Is he here?
She raises an eyebrow and she says, "No, he's disposed at the moment. He's taking care of some stuff for the shop. I am the one in charge of all the hirings here, and I take care of all the I guess all the light work for him."
The light work.
All right. We won't take up any more of your time.
All right. You all head out, and where do you want to go from here?
So I have a question. When we killed the assassins, what happened to their bodies? Like, did anyone come and collect them? Do they know that the assassins were killed? Like,
they would probably know that Gregor's still alive, and it happened at Gregor's manor in the city, and Gregor's people got rid of the bodies.
okay.
So the bodies didn't go through official channels.
No, they did not. No, in fact, because it'll make it more fun. Like, you guys are probably like having dinner with them, and like the assassins, like, busted in through the windows.
Just like Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Like, I didn't say what kind of assassins they were. They were good at their job. They were just like, an elephant in the china shop, just bust in and kill people and leave. But you guys stopped it.
So we basically we left, right? We've walked out of the door. Right?
You've left.
So we have potential work from Celebrity. I think Vincel is not alive anymore. What do we do? I'm talking to the other three. What do we do?
Why do you think Vincel's not alive?
Because the way that Tregan talked about Vincel and the way that Celebrity talked about Vincel, he's indisposed. That he's either doing something nefarious downstairs or he's no longer with us.
There was something happening downstairs. I mean, somebody had to have been. I mean, I guess it could have been her, but I feel like maybe.
Question. Sorry, Archeon and person that has ravaged. This is out of character. Would the dark circles under her eyes line up with ravaging?
Depends on how much. Like, you don't always have a physical, at least what I read about it, you don't necessarily get a physical manifestation until you've done it a bit more than once or twice.
Would Marna have spent enough time to get a sense of that?
It's like you feel that she was sort of taking you, getting you through stuff quickly, like getting a feeling. So you guys probably only spent about 15, 20 minutes in there, unless you were trying to kill some time.
How long does it take?
Give me an awareness check, Marna.
Also,
you've been around the block a few times.
Also, back to Vincel being dead, she did not like, regardless if he's alive or not, she didn't like that Marna mentioned Vincel.
Okay, Marna. She has ravaged quite a bit.
Mm.
She wasn't tired. It wasn't makeup. It was definitely.
Did it feel the same as what I felt last night?
No. This is more like you noticing signs of the use. You didn't feel any use happening while you're in there.
Okay.
Maybe we should go gambling.
But if she's the one down there doing it, that makes sense, right? You felt it when she wasn't in the room, but now that she's in the room, you don't feel it.
Well, that's why I was asking if it felt similar to what I felt last night. Like, can I feel if it's like a similar type of magic?
No, so it's like it'd be like this. When you were upstairs and they're down, whatever was happening downstairs, it's like you could smell them smoking the Varga leaf down below. And then when you saw her during the day, you're like, you've been smoking some Varga leaf.
You haven't showered.
They're not smoking right now, but
yeah.
So that would be. I did not intend Varga leaf to become such a turning point in every campaign I'm playing these days. I think it might just.
Well, then you played with the wrong guy, my friend.
The question about I lost my train of thought, but like basically, like we need to do some detective work here, because without going down there, what could they be doing ravaging in the basement? Like, I don't know anything about ravaging. Like, are they like gaining money? Like, what benefit would it be doing it in a basement of a gambling hall?
That seems like a colder question, maybe. Yeah.
Well, I did it out of necessity, accidentally. So if you're going to ravage, it's because you've expended all your inner resource to use magic, and then you're pulling from the world itself. So they're casting spells, they're using magic, and they're going beyond their normal means.
Right. So there's no way to know. There's no way to even guess what they're doing with it. It's just more like they're using an extended battery, right?
That's what it sounds
like. Could be.
So, like, I don't know. I just can't understand.
I suppose you could ravage just for ravaging's sake to destroy the land. That's a thing, right, Mike? I mean,
or maybe it's like one of those things, like the oxygen bars, but like you go down there and people just ravage just to like get the high.
Yeah.
Well,
could you like ravage from people up above you, like slowly take bits and pieces of the life force? I don't know.
So one of the things, and this is not anything in a rule. Well, there's some mentions of it. I think in the horror book there are some. There are rituals in this universe and in the SagaBorn game that take more mana than probably one person would have. And so normally when you do a ritual, you can do it with a bunch of mages that all put in their mana, or you can bring sort of sacrifices into the ritual to pull the life force out of them to power it. Things like creating magic items, summoning demons, casting portents, all of those those. So there could be a reason why a couple mages would need to just like be in a lab ravaging, or also I'm sure you guys would know some of this, but like the last Great War, the King of Uthgard extended his life for hundreds of years, and they said that he actually used dark magics to just pull the life force out of some people and put him in himself, so that way he could keep living. So there's nothing concrete that you guys might know, but you do know of things, have read of things, have heard of things that would make people want to ravage if they needed to.
Basically, the myths of why people are killed for using magic, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was thinking, is they're either like summoning a demon, making counterfeit magic items to sell on the black market, or immortality per se. So
It's
all three.
It's all bad.
Things. Yeah. So it's like.
Hey, one thing I want to do starting now, or to the extent that I can, because I certainly would have done this if I thought about it. So to the extent I can retro make this decision, I want my hawk circling the place as long as it's can stay awake or whatever, even when we're not there, because I'd be curious to see what and who is. Oh wait, but it can't tell me what and who is coming in and out. Maybe never mind.
Yep, you guys got to level up. I mean, you guys could take turns keeping an eye on the place.
Yeah.
That was actually what I was going to suggest, is like maybe we scope out this place, because obviously if we're not getting called for work,
that's even better, because then we can do it in shifts and do it around the clock, because I'd be curious if anybody or anything is going in or out at nighttime.
Well, I don't know how taking spells is done, but I took scrying as one of my spells. Am I allowed to take any spell I want? But that was one of the 13 spells I took as prepared.
Yeah, so when we're building characters from level 0, I like to sort of have people choose spells that fit their backstory. But on this, yeah, you picked it, you come up with a role-playing reason to have it. And so what does scrying allow you to do?
You can see and hear some creature, which can be at any distance. You must be familiar with the creature or person. If the subject succeeds a will save, the scrying attempt fails. The difficulty of the save depends on how well you know the subject, what sort of physical connection, if any, you have to that creature. Furthermore, if the subject is on another plane, you get +5 bonus on its will save. If the save fails, you can see and hear the subject and the subject's immediate surroundings. Approximately 10 feet in all directions of the subject. Subject moves, the sensor follows at a speed of up to 150 feet. As with all divination scrying spells, the sensor has your full visual acuity, including any magical effects. In addition, the following spells have 5% chance per spell caster level of operating through the sensor. To take magic and message, if the save succeeds, you can't attempt the scry on the subject again for at least 24 hours.
All right, if you want to spend the mana, yeah, you can scry directly on her.
All right, Marna. So don't freak out. I'm about to get mystical here.
Gotcha.
Okay. The level 2 ability on the mask on my legacy item is see invisibility.
Okay.
So I'm going to activate that first before scrying, so that when I scry, if there's something invisible and it succeeds, I'll be able to see invisible items in the area.
All right, that works.
So my attempt is going to be to scry on Celebrity, because I've never met Vincel. I have no connection there whatsoever.
That sounds perfect.
Okay, it's
7. What time of day do you want? Do you want to wait? Do you want to do it right now after you guys leave, or
I figure wait a couple hours. Plus, it's an hour casting time, so it's going to be a minute before I can actually get this done.
Okay.
So sundown, and then get started,
All right.
and then I'll let everybody know what I'm doing before I get started.
So
I'm
think
gonna just comment that while you're doing that, I'm just gonna be feeling a little tingling feeling.
I think we should also post watch or whatever, like the watching the casing the joint, like Alaric made the suggestion. We can take shifts.
Yeah.
So you find out that the building next to it, that you could rent out a room that would give you a vantage point. It's like a 4-story residential building. You could pay for like a month for 4 gold pieces.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you can buy that place, sort of keeping a look on the backside. So one of the things you see, Jax, when you guys are watching, and we'll get to Coulter's spell in just a moment.
Okay.
You do see before they open that someone shows up. They're trying hard not to be noticed, and they're carrying a very heavy box, and they deliver it to the door. Someone pays them out some coin on what looks to be a heavy pouch, and then they leave. But they're rather like they're doing a good job of blending in. Like they've got a worn traveler's cloak, they're wearing sort of colorless clothes, and they're keeping it drawn up with a cloak that comes up underneath a wide brimmed hat that's sort of keeping them from being seen. But they look like just a normal like farmer or someone else. There's a person on the street. So you see that. And then for the spell, I believe they get a will save.
Will save is DC 17.
8.
That I believe is a fail.
That is a fail. All right. So
Thank you for watching us, Sasha. I love you.
all right. This is cool. I'm glad. I love that you picked this spell. I've never had, in the times I've played this mission before, no one has ever been able to scry. Of course, it's normally at conventions, everyone's drunk and they just kick in the place and start fighting. So, so what you see, let me get this.
And I also have low light vision, 60 feet, if that makes a difference.
All right. It's low light, but it's not like super dark. So what you see is a laboratory, and there's 5 people in it, but then you quickly realize that they're in various states of shoot, I don't even know what the word would be for it. Either being handled badly, or here, I'm dragging over the tokens. Just one moment. I think I have to drag one of you over. So I'll drag Coulter over. All right. So what you see when I mean that they're in various states, you see the woman from earlier, and another hooded person that also has dark circles under their eyes, and they are tending to a man that is strapped down to a stone table. There are like different like tubes coming out of him, collecting fluids on the ground. He's groaning and still moving, but he is not doing very well.
Very well.
Yeah, he's not having a good. He's not feeling the tingling. There's another guy who is very skinny, shaved head, except for like sort of a sparse splotch of hair on the top, and you are horrified when you see him because he does not have eyes. Instead, he has two metal orbs that look almost like they're riveted into his eye sockets. And he is doing stuff over the top of this man strapped to the table. So those are 4. And then the 5th one is a rather large. It's not, I mean, it was a man, but this thing is stitched together. It has this weird one of the contraptions in its eyes. It has a contraption above its heart. It's got like sort of armor pads on, but also is just wearing like suspenders and trousers. And you can see that, like, even though it's a big person, its stomach looks very hollow. And some of the tubes are running off the table over to this creature that is like back in an alcove. And you can also see in the top part, sort of like where you're floating around, an outline of a door that is obviously probably a secret door from the other side, but from your side, is more evident.
Do we think that that's Venzel on the table?
So if anybody's around, they see the gorilla just take off to wherever Calderock's in his room, blast into the door, and just start shaking Calderock to like wake him out of this whatever nightmare he's got. And Calderock just wakes up and lets you all know that whatever's going on down there is absolutely horrifying. They're stitching things together. They're creating mixed mash of people and using metal. They're implanting metal inside of bodies, and I don't know, elflings hate metal, right? So the idea of implanting metal inside of a body is just absolutely the antithesis of nature, and he just is disgusted by this. We got to go now. Like, we've got to get down there. They're all down there right now. There's four or five of them down there. No, I'm one of those. 4 of them down there. One of them strapped to a table.
While we're speaking of horror, Calder, give me a will save.
Figure out how. There we go. Remind me of will. Is that survival?
Yeah, survival.
Okay, that's my highest. 26.
All right, so you save against this, but you still take 4 points of horror, which it's a side book, so I'm sure you didn't read it, Calder, but basically you build up horror points and then you need downtime to get rid of them, and at certain points you start taking negatives to your rolls and stuff. Okay. For seeing, things like that or committing heinous acts. You can also gain you gain corruption for ravaging, but if you use ravaging in a really bad way, you can also gain horror that way. So your character, this doesn't impact you any, but just sort of using this as an illustration of how you could use horror in the game, that when you see these things, it sticks with your character, and then we have lots of ways built in of how to get rid of that horror over time.
Okay. Hey, Mike, I want, before any momentum happens, I think this is a good time. I got a few questions that have built up, if you don't mind. These are important. The leg. First of all, I can, if I have a staff and a dagger, I don't have to treat them because the dagger is just ornamental. So I could make that a, what are they called again? I had it up.
Wondrous item.
Yeah, wondrous. And what was the other one?
Just a weapon.
Focus.
No. Focus.
Okay.
So could the staff or the dagger be a focus and the other one be?
Yeah. So are you
Focus
talking
and
about your
wonders.
elemental focuses?
I'm just trying to. I'm just figuring out my legacy items because I wanted them to be those 2 items, but I don't want them to be weapon things. I want it to be a wondrous item and a
yeah.
magic.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you say it's imbued with a spell, does that mean I can like use that once a day or something like that as a free? Like it doesn't cost me mana and I can just use it.
It's not once a day. You can use it like an action if it's built in. Yes.
So I could use a 3 mana spell every turn if I wanted for
Yes,
free.
but it has to be it can't have a dice pool, and it can't be it has to be like a utility spell.
Right. Okay. Well, I went with detect thoughts, which would have been nice a little bit ago when we were in that tavern, but okay, so that was that. The other thing is it says I have 2 mana, but I know that's not correct.
At level 4, I think you should have at least 15. So you should have 11 base, and then you have +5 to your intelligence, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be
so
16. 16, yes.
Okay, so where it says max under mana, I put 16 in there, and then and then got it. All right, that was it. All right, well, I'm if you guys wanna run in there and catch these guys by surprise, I'm in.
I shut down my map on Fantasy Ground. Could you? Is there some way you can bring that back up?
Yeah, if you anything I've shared with you, if you go to campaign images and click that open, everything I've shared with you should be in there.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Campaign images. What's it? Broken ship. Yep, I got it. Thank you.
Is it gambling hours?
Yeah, if you guys waited till the sun went down, then it became gambling hours, which is why they were in the midst of doing their stuff.
And then 2, that means the Sons of Silence are there as well. So that's a lot more people than we want to fight, I think. Because there's 3 guards inside we saw yesterday, plus the people that were working the tables, whoever.
Any way we could collapse
capable they
this
are.
basement on them?
Yeah, Sasha said we just need to start playing techno music and they'll just start dancing.
Start raving and bring the house down.
Is hope we have a bar that can be like.
Well, as he says, it looks like a Berlin dungeon club.
Yeah.
Well, you could bring it down, but there's now people gambling inside.
Yeah, I'm talking about, but we're just talking about the basement, aren't we?
I mean, if you bring the basement down,
right?
They're on top of.
We are the ceiling of the basement.
Do we think? Do we suspect that maybe there's an exit from the basement to somewhere, or?
Well, there's stairs down from the gambling room.
Right. Yeah, but I just know that there's like sewers and stuff underneath Kowal, right? Or wait, where are we? Are we in?
You're in Kowal.
We're in Kowal. Like, I wonder if there's like an entrance from some underground place. I mean, that might be too much trouble.
How soon again can you do that vision thing, Colder?
I can do it right now, but then I'll be tapped for the day.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking like if we wait until after hours and see if they're still doing it, then go in maybe. But
I think going in right now, it doesn't, unless anybody has a brilliant plan. I don't think it's an option.
I think I should go in and be like, I demand to speak to your manager. I want to speak to Venzel right now.
Okay, so
Another-
my other group has the wine ruse. You're going to do the Karen ruse.
I have a. Also, none of us know what Vincel looks like. Correct.
Correct.
No.
We can't describe that to Calder and ask them if that's who they saw on the table.
The only one I recognized for sure was Celebrity.
And then you said that there was another ravaging person there. Correct? Is what you
They
said?
looked like they had for sure, and there was somebody that had. One was that like to scale? That one was very, very large, right?
Yeah,
Like
that was a very large dude.
Like Frankensteinish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there were 3 normal size standing around. One was that had the metallic eyes. Somebody was strapped to a table with tubes, either being things fed into it or drawn out of it. And then there was a very, very large stitched being down in the farthest southern area. And there's a secret door into that area that I could see, but I'm not exactly sure where it goes to. I'm assuming it's probably where those stairs lead to in the gambling hall, since that's where she felt the ravage magic coming from.
I don't guess anybody has any red dagger contacts or anything like that, right?
I certainly don't.
You're talking about the
thieves, people who would know the sewers and stuff like that, and might have some idea of what's in that area. And
I don't know. Would my character know anybody?
You didn't roll very well on knowing people in the. You just.
I mean, I know people that punch. That's about it.
You could go talk to Ulgrid. She's your handler.
That's a good idea.
I mean, we got time to kill, right? I mean, we're just.
Is that the shopkeeper?
Yes.
So I think one of us should still stay here and kind of case the joint, making sure that just watching.
I'll stay with Hawk. That's its clever name.
And then I guess we can go
right off the top of my head too.
I'm gonna talk to Allgrid and just like, I don't know, I guess see what we can figure out.
Maybe she has an entrance to the sewers from her shop.
To Allgrid's.
All right. Who all's going to Ulgrid's? Jax,
Marna.
I'll stay back with Dane, just to with Alric.
Okay.
Just to make sure we're not solo.
No, that's a good
nobody's
idea.
solo.
All right. All right. So you guys head back into the shop. Close that down. And Ulgrid looks up, sitting in the same place, wearing the same clothes, and she's like, back already? Did you take care of everything? Can I tell Gregor that you eliminated those who tried to eliminate him?
We think it might be a little more difficult than we anticipated. We were wondering if you knew any maybe access points to any sewer underground areas.
Also, would you know of any reason why people would be creating hulking monsters, or any word of? I guess side note, why would they be making these people? I guess they're trying to I don't know. I think before we would have left, I would have had the conversation of why were they creating Frankenstein's monster? Like what's their end game here? I don't know. All right, so yeah, I would be mentioning something to Elgrid.
Off the top of my
like,
head. Oh wait, are you talking about? Were you going back in time to like before you left? And we're talking.
Yeah, sorry, I was going to ask like, why are they creating these like monster things?
Well,
like,
off the top of my head, there's a chance that tell me if I'm getting this wrong. My character would know better than I do. That they could be summoning a Navirite, for example, into the body of that they've Frankenstein together. To
What's
what
a
end? Who
Navirite?
knows? A creature from the Navirum.
like a fey demon.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's SagaBorn specific.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
It's well, you as a spellcaster would know. So there's two planes of existence, or maybe three-ish. So there's Euteria, where you all are, and then there's the Navirum, which is sort of like the dream realm, but it's sort of been destroyed, and so the creatures there are a little bit more twisted. And then there's the in-between, which is like the limbo in between the two. And like things have been coming through lately. And also there's beings of great power. So people make deals with Navirites. People try to bring Navirites over. But yeah, sort of alien fae is definitely a good description for them.
Okay. Powerful beings.
They can be powerful, or they can be like little, kobold goblin like creatures.
Okay.
It's all over. Normally very nightmarish.
Well, then, like the feral elflings were stuck in the in between, correct?
Yeah. So, in the history of the world, there was a big war, and then magic disappeared in the middle of the war, and that stopped the war. But then elves left, a lot of creatures left, and there's no magic for a long time. And then it all started coming back, including the elves, and everything was sort of stuck in the in-between, this limbo, for a long time. So some of the elflings that were stuck in the in-between came back very different from the elflings that were living on Euteria the whole time.
Okay.
Deep lore dive there. So yeah, they could be summoning that. They could just be creating magical experiments. So what do you? So you asked the group that.
So
what do
yeah.
you
So
say
then going to
Ulgrid?
Ulgrid, I would have asked just like any sightings of like weird, like creatures. Like I wouldn't have said like, however inconspicuous I could be, but like, has anyone noticed anything that's like the people that Koldor described? Like, has anyone seen those? Something like that. Like, basically, if they're like sending them out to do jobs or whatever.
Oh, wait, what's happened to the video?
I don't know.
I have no
It's-
idea. I was wondering
Nancy.
the same thing.
But
I thought that
that's
was
what
just me. I was seeing what those buttons did. I didn't know that. I thought it was just me.
It's like everything, like people are getting bigger and smaller. I'm like, what is going on with this live stream?
I thought it was you, Mike, and I was
I
like,
did too.
trying to see himself closer.
But yeah, basically that's what I was asking, if she's heard anyone else say anything that they've seen, anything describing like the people that Koldor has seen. Like not really like just like kind of, hey, like anybody said any creature, like giant looking sewn together creatures or something, but I wasn't expecting it.
I love it. Okay, I ask if they've seen any giant sewn together creatures, in a normal way, like in a just conversational, like, hey. No, I get you. It's Dark Return, SagaBorn. There could be some weird questions. So Ulgrid will sort of like laugh and say, she goes, well, Venzel's old father, Felbert, they used to call him the horse face. That big oaf, he could barely fit through a door when he would pick his girth up through that out of that gambling hall. But he died about a year ago, maybe 2. Hard to keep up. But no, I haven't. I mean, nothing what you're describing. The only thing I've heard is just that there's some weird dealings happening over there, and that they've become more, closed up as a gambling hall. A little bit more, pay more attention to what clientele gets in there.
On a second note, what was the name? Belmari? What was the name of
Brelmani?
Brelmani. They said that they knew something was weird going on at the broken ship. Did they mention anything other than just it's weird?
To you guys, no. They just Brelmani just said that he's interested to see what all was happening there. If anything of interest comes back, seemingly strange or exotic, you'd like to have the option to buy it before maybe you tell Gregor. But you also know that Gregor likes to collect oddities, so if you find some fun stuff, it might be bidding war.
So out of character.
Oh wait, Sasha just asked me, so I could. He said, "Is it the whore's face or the horse face?" He is confused and excited at the same time, and it was horse face. Felbert, the horse face.
Speaking of that, out of character, are we guessing? Because my character probably isn't this smart, but that the horse face, the big giant person that they've created, is the
Venzel's father.
Yeah, it's
Felbert.
Like a resurrection.
They don't like how Venzel's running the place, so they're like, we need to bring his dad back.
I don't know. Just a side note there. But what was the main reason we came to talk to Ulgrid?
I want to ask her if there's any
entrances.
if we think there's any underground way to get into that broken ship.
She says if you all have some coins, she can find some urchins that might crawl through the sewers there, see what the cracks and crevices they can find.
I've got some coin.
Well, I'm not there. Never mind.
Yeah, how much? Let's see.
She says 5 gold pieces would be enough to make it worth her while and worth the kids' while to go crawl around.
I hand her 5 gold pieces. I'm not keeping up with my money, by the way. I hope that.
She won't be able to get anything done until tomorrow. It's later on in the day. It's hard to get a hold of the kids, and they've holed up somewhere to sleep for the night. Anything else you want to ask her? She's like, I'm sort of closing up shop.
I mean, I don't know. I think we're good.
How did the dad die? Venzel's father, how did he die?
Ulgrid would say, I heard he just grabbed his chest and keeled over one day. Probably from all those turkey legs he eats. Or ate.
Tragan just said that after this dad died, that Venzel took over, though he didn't say any reason why.
So should we get back, I guess?
I guess. Should we just kick in the door and just start fighting?
I don't know. I wonder if the sun guys know what's happening downstairs. Like, I wonder if any of the people that are the dealers up there, if they know what's happening downstairs.
At the broken ship, the stairs, are they only stairs down or are there stairs up too?
There's stairs up to the second story.
Which we assumed were like living quarters.
Right.
So, I mean, I think if they staying there overnight, they probably might know. But the sons that leave, they're probably just looking for coin. They probably don't care or ask questions.
I wonder how they would. Yeah, I wonder how everybody would feel about what's happening right below their feet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we go back and just see if the other two saw anything or then, yeah, I don't know.
No,
So-
I mean, if you guys wait to a certain amount, you see the Sons of Silence would leave again at closing time a little bit after midnight. And,
So we don't see anything other than that.
right. Yeah, I mean, people would leave.
Well, this tells us something, I think. That and that's that they're not, the people down in the basement are using some other way in and out. Because they're not just staying in there 24 hours, I wouldn't think. Maybe they are. We've been watching for days. Have we seen anybody come in and out other than the few customers and the
No, you've seen some of the workers come and go during the day. You've seen the one guy brings the Vorg out to run around the alley and take a dump. Stuff like that. Obviously, you can't have that happen inside the gambling hall.
Do they clean up the dumps?
No, have you
just leave
seen
it
a Vorg dump? It's huge.
It's probably poisonous.
It's like waist deep on an elfling.
Okay, so our side of things is uneventful. Just
right.
Okay.
Colder, do you want to cast again that night, or
I'm going to wait for the other two to get back to see what they've found out. If when they come back, the information that you guys have been discussing, yeah, I'll go ahead and try again just to see what's going on down there.
When we get back, I want to tell them that I did spend 5 gold to find out a way to get down there. What's her name at the shop? She told me that she would find us a way down underground into that place, which I feel like might be better than going in through the top. Might be more of a surprise. I feel like, I don't know.
Were they actively casting a spell when I scryed on them the first time?
they were not actively casting? No, they were. There was stuff going on. Give me a knowledge check, and it can be Arcana.
Ooh, I have that.
Also,
Like
us out scouting.
Spied on them. Sorry.
Us out scouting. We're too far to detect magic, right?
8.
Yeah, you have to. I think you have to see it for detect magic.
Okay.
Now, so you don't know what they were doing. You don't know if it was a spell. They weren't doing a spell, but it could have been part of a ritual. Could have been prepping for a ritual. You're not sure.
Okay. If we don't plan on going tonight, then I'll go ahead and scry again. But I'm going to go back to my room to do that. I don't want to do it out here in the courtyard.
They also said that they rented out a room in the building next door if you want to do it there.
Oh,
But it'd be
there.
a shared room with everybody.
That's fine. Just let them know that. I finally let them know that Karu is the Silverback's name. If I see something weird and I freak out, Karu's going to come in here and shake me. So
It's shocking every single time I see Karu.
This time, Celebrate makes the save, and you can't break through.
okay, No, it didn't work that time.
Mm.
Not sure if. Well, doesn't necessarily mean she knew I was trying. It's just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So to give you an idea of what the schedule's like, basically during the day, you'll see some people come and go, like the workers, the table dealers, the guards. You'll see some deliveries. Most of them look pretty mundane, like a delivering of a keg, delivering of some food. You guys did see that one really strange, shady delivery, but you haven't seen any more of those. Opens up around 5 p.m. and closes up a little bit after midnight. The Sons of Silence show up around 4 o'clock and leave a little bit after closing.
Would it? So when you did that original scry, like the first scry, that was at night, right? Like after we left.
It was like right in the middle of gambling time. It was like dinner.
Oh, okay.
So it was probably at the height of their night.
Yeah, I just wonder if they do that stuff like during the day. Like if we went down there and if they would be down there during the day, you know what I mean? Like if we found a way in there underneath, like through the sewer tunnels or something.
Could you sense it outside the building? Like if we were in this apartment on the ground floor and they were in the basement next to us, does it work that way?
Not like if you walked along the alleyway outside, you would be able to feel it, just from the proximity, but not probably from the building, through so many walls and stuff like that.
Maybe I can walk outside and just pretend like I'm having a smoke or something and lean up against the broken chip building during the day, like, I don't know, around like maybe in the morning, maybe like right around breakfast time. Just out there.
Give me an awareness check. And a thievery check, because I assume that you're trying to blend in and not look like, hey, I tried to get a job here. Now I'm hanging outside the door smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Have we noticed where the Sons are staying when they leave?
If you want to follow them, you can, using awareness and a thievery check.
Oh, Jesus.
So you go roll a little luck roll here for you all. You don't feel anything during the day, and you actually like come out, and right as someone's walking out the door, and you sort of like look at them and then like look away and pull down your hood, and lucky for you, they drop their pouch on the ground, they bend down to get it, and by the time they look over, you've like beelined it away so they don't notice that it was you. But no, it doesn't feel like any magic stuff is going on during the day.
So do we...
Did someone want to try to follow the Sons of Silence and see where they're going?
Yeah, I'm trying to use this to roll, but I'm not sure how I do this. Just roll D20. So this is thievery, 11.
Okay.
And awareness is 13.
Okay. So when they leave, they're pretty tired, so they don't seem to notice that you're sort of following along behind them. And they head north and like north of Dwarf Town, and they end up going into a small building up there in that part of town, and it has a symbol of a skull that has like no teeth, like think of like Neo from the Matrix when they make so it's like the Sons of Silence. It's a skull with no mouth. So that's like just painted on the wall above this door. They like open it up, unlock it, walk in. So it looks like
a
maybe
guild
they
hall.
have their own safe house.
Okay. I pass along the knowledge. Why don't we talk to these guys when they're not working and see if we can hire them instead? And then we can raid this place and stop this ravaging.
That sounds good.
I'm just concerned about my. I guess I shouldn't be that concerned, but I did spend 5 gold to see if we could find a way through the sewers.
Oh
I
yeah,
think-
no. Let's
Oh, wait,
see
are
if
you
she comes
concerned
back.
about trying to find out, or that you spent 5 gold? Because you're supposed to be role playing, Laura.
What? No, I'm saying like I mean I
God, here's your
Well, so
5
while
gold.
other stuff's happened, you go to Olgrid's and she says they found there's just a single pipe coming out of that place. It's not enough even for a rat to crawl up.
what?
Plus, you don't want to know the stuff that's pouring out of it.
Oh, okay.
Can I polymorph into a rat?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh.
Let's before we go that route though. I like
Calder's idea.
So let's catch them on the way to work tomorrow, or go grab them while they're having lunch before they go to work or whatever. Because I'm going to need to get some rest before we do anything else. I'm kind of tapped out.
Yeah, and I'm thinking we try this the old-fashioned way, and if it looks like it's going south, I can do some charm. Wait, except charm doesn't last long, right? So maybe that doesn't help us.
How long does charm last? Uh, 1 hour per level.
So
Long enough to
4
have a
hours.
fight.
Also,
All right. Well, we'll either
Oh,
way,
just
I want to
charm.
conserve my mana if we can. So we'll try it the normal way first.
okay. So speaking of being tapped out for the night, it's 9 p.m. Do we want to pause at this moment right before with the plan of going to the Sons of Silence and then pick up another time? Do you guys want to keep going? I mean, honestly, I don't know how this might take a while to finish this one up. So it might be a good time to stop. Does that work with you all, or do you guys want to keep going? What's that?
It's later for me.
All right.
Did you guys hear?
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I mean, I think that I would rather stop now than get into another 2-hour battle or something.
Right. Okay. So we'll call it right here with you guys. Let's say you're going to head over and meet them at their place or catch them on the street, and we'll pick up there next time on the next Drink and Dungeon.
All right.
Thanks everybody for playing. Everyone was wonderful tonight. Does anyone want to promote their themselves and stuff they do? Dane, tell everyone where they can find all your weird projects.
Yeah, I write, I make music. It's all at daneclarkcollins.com. DANECLARK Collins.com.
Awesome, thanks. Chris?
I don't really have anything going on. If you're in Chicago, come kayak at Urban Kayaks.
Nice. All right, Laura?
I don't know. Go watch my ridiculous videos on YouTube.
Yeah, so Laura's got a YouTube channel, Laura Balachic. and she does lots of really fun little indie films and stuff like that.
And people will
Matt.
easily be able to spell Belachic on the first try.
Yeah. Oh, it took me like 5 tries.
Sorry about that.
I'm a founder of Back Patio Network. We've got a full podcast, Rocks and Rune Lords, which is Rise of Rune Lords with Pathfinder. And I am running a Twitch stream every Monday night, 9 p.m. of, oh, shoot, it just lost me. It's a 5e D&D game based in Greyhawk called Shackled City. It's also a Back Patio Network, so we've got a couple of things going on. We're getting ready to start another podcast here soon, which sounds like it's going to be more of a cyberpunk kind of altered carbon style game. So we've got another podcast coming out. So check it out, backpationetwork.com.
That's cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. And if you want to find out more about SagaBorn, head over to SagaBorn.com and download our system for free. So thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.